Good morning, Agents of Nothing, and welcome to our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast. We are your commanding officers. I'm Mariah.
And I'm Caroline.
And today we're going to be talking about Season 3, Episode 18, The Singularity.
Yeah, we're back, bitches.
We're back! So, Caroline, how was your week?
It was actually fantastic because I am currently puppy sitting some dogs that got rescued and got brought into my new job. And I was up until 4 a.m. crying about how I can't adopt them myself. And so I'm begging everyone in my life to take them so I don't have to say goodbye to them. But they've been amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it's been so much fun. How was your week?
I've just been chilling out, hanging out with some friends. I'm just excited to be back.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
It's been too long.
With one caveat, you guys, we will be starting an every other week schedule starting now. So instead of every Tuesday, it'll be every other Tuesday. As much as we love this podcast and we love you guys, it is a lot of work, and we do not get a whole lot of money from it.
Yeah.
We get like pennies.
And we appreciate those pennies.
We appreciate those pennies, but we really hope y'all will be like understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to reiterate that we're so excited to be doing this again.
Yeah. Oh my God. It feels surreal.
Excuse us while we, shake off the dust.
Yes. So, this episode was written by Lauren LaFranc and directed by Gary A. Brown.
Yeah. So, we meet a couple of characters in this episode. First is Dr. Radcliffe, and that doctor is short for Daniel, actually. Don't know if you knew that. And then we also meet Anon. I can't believe that this is who was sending me all of those asks on Tumblr back in the day. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness. That Anon can be a real asshole sometimes, too.
Jeez. Oh my God. So, let's get it started.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I started off this episode by rewatching the Fitzsimmons kiss scene from the last episode, just to prepare. Okay, now I'll start. So we obviously get a funny episode right away. Like, they let us know immediately. Mac walks through the door with purpose as all of S.H.I.E.L.D. scramble to clean up Daisy's mess. He asks Fitz how it's going getting the power back on, and he says just needs a quick reboot before Lincoln just shocks it and the lights come back on. Then Mac and May catch us, the audience, up with some banter and some quick remarks like, nobody comes to me with their problems. Yeah, I know. Excuse me? Excuse me? And then also, my favorite line, and Coulson's got another way for us to get out of here, but it's dangerous and irresponsible, May said with a smirk.
So, for the episode's opening long take shot, the cameraman wore a wire rig, usually reserved for actors and stunt doubles, so he could be maneuvered around and above the set.
Oh my God, do you wear rigs?
Do you wear rigs? Will you wear rigs?
Will you wear rigs? Sorry, keep going.
No, that was the end of it. But okay. my personal note on it was like the rapid switching between May and Mac speaking and like finishing each other's sentences. Heavy Gilmore Girls vibes.
Oh, absolutely. Totally.
It's like worlds colliding because Gilmore Girls is my other favorite show, y'all.
Yeah, I felt like I had whiplash trying to keep up.
Yeah. It made it a little confusing, but, like, it was fine.
Yeah. It was interesting, though, because, like, this is a director and writer that we have seen before, but it felt so different from any episode that we've seen, you know?
Yeah.
At least to me. It felt like a different vibe. So Coulson reminds the team that Daisy is still one of them. She didn't cause all this damage out of her own free will, so they need to remember that she is basically Hive's hostage right now. And then May flies the plane fucking sideways and up through the broken hangar doors.
Damn.
Oh my god.
May is a good pilot.
Truly the best ever.
I don't know if that's ever been said before. I'm sure we've mentioned it.
Yeah, I feel like this is the first time you've said that, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Hive brings Daisy to a very scenic view that she apparently used to drive her van to at night before S.H.I.E.L.D. found her. Hive reveals just how much of Ward's memories he has and just how fond Ward was of Daisy. Daisy said she's glad he's dead. Me too, bitch! And gushes over how different Hive is from him and how happy she feels now that she's part of them. I hated that. Gross. Oh, I forgot that Hive uses they, them pronouns. I was like...
Yeah.
Look at me. So, Fitzsimmons are explaining to Coulson and Lincoln what they've found about the infection. Apparently, Daisy is experiencing this like an addiction, which is why she feels so euphoric. The way Hive works is unlike most parasites, though. This infection does not just make the host feel stronger and bulletproof. It actually makes them so, in a way. So icers wouldn't work on them. Since icers won't work on them, they need to find another way to cure Daisy. Simmons pulls up a picture of Dr. Radcliffe, quote, a fellow Scotsman. And I don't know why they had Simmons say that line.
I know, right? I'm trying to remember if it was, like, directed at Fitz. Like...
Maybe.
Like, a fellow Scotsman?
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm pulling that out of my ass.
It felt like they just got confused about who was supposed to say what. Because they're the same person. Or maybe because they're so close, she forgets.
Yeah.
She's like,
That's
yeah,
possible.
no, that's important to say. Anyway, and she says that he's a disgraced neurotoxin expert, that no one knows his whereabouts exactly, but he's the key to creating Daisy's cure. So Coulson sends Fitzsimmons and Mac out to find him. While they're packing up for their mission, Fitz and Simmons try to have a very coded, work-safe conversation about boundaries and keeping their personal relationship from affecting their work relationship. Fitz goes a little overboard with the metaphor at one point, and Simmons blurts out, "Do you mean once we have sex?" Just as May walks up, so Fitz turns on his heel and goes, "See you on the Quinjet, bye!"
Simmons, my autistic queen.
So May hands Simmons a gun and says, "Remember your training and trust your gut." And I don't know if it's just me, but like, I feel like May is speaking so oddly during this part.
Yeah, a little bit.
If it feels right here, I don't know where you're pointing. Your gut. What? It was so weird. It felt like they were trying too hard to like make her funny and quirky when she is already very funny. And not quirky. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a little strange. I felt it was a little too earnest.
Yeah.
For May.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But she does have other pretty earnest moments in this episode, so maybe she was just in a mood.
I don't know. Just in a silly goofy mood.
Yeah.
So Davy shows Hive, or I guess
Davy.
Davy. Here we go. We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Davy.
What's that show?
What show?
Where the main character's name is Davy?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is Davy Crockett? Is that his name? No.
Davy Crockett.
I don't know.
Never mind. Okay.
Okay. There's a tangent for y'all.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so Davy Crockett shows Hive. Daisy shows Hive, or I guess us, what's in her backpack, which is the Kree sphere and just a shit ton of Terrigen crystals. Daisy finally tells... Now I'm going to be so scared that I'm going to say Davy. Daisy finally tells Hive that Sky is not her name anymore, which leads to her talking about her parents. She apologizes for oversharing, but they simply say that they're one organism now. This feeling of connection is normal, and she should feel free to share. And I am so confused about how this works. And I feel like we've probably talked about it before, because, like, how can they keep secrets if they have one mind? And how would he not know? Or how would Hive not know?
Yeah.
But
we've talked about that before. It's definitely a bit of a plot hole.
Yeah. Or maybe they do already know, and they're just letting Daisy talk about it because she needs to talk about it.
You know, Hive has a good heart at his core.
They're very empathetic.
At their core, sorry.
Oh. Interesting, though, because you could argue that they are empathetic, because they do feel other people's feelings. Because they are other people. I don't know. That was funnier in my head. Anyway. It's okay. So Coulson hangs up on General Talbot, who does not appreciate that. Then he tells May that they're trying to get to Alicia, the red-headed duplicator Inhuman, because they have a feeling that Daisy might lead Hive to her first. Hive and Daisy discuss their plans for the Earth. They say that killing humans will eradicate war because all the Inhumans will have one common goal. They want to take control and, quote, make it the planet Inhumans always deserved. And then... the worst. Daisy puts her head on Hive's shoulders, and I want to vomit. Hated
it's the worst.
Okay. Shaking that off. Taylor Swift reference. Obviously. So Fitzsimmons and Mac have... Oh my god. We didn't talk about the Taylor Swift movie. I'm sorry. We'll have to talk about it later.
Oh my god. Yes. Next episode.
I can't believe we didn't include that. Wow. So much has happened. Okay. So Fitzsimmons and Mac have made it to Bucharest and have spotted Dr. Radcliffe on a satellite entering a club that is apparently being used as a, quote, high-class black market for other disgraced scientists. Fitzsimmons are preparing to go in undercover with a new innovation to offer Radcliffe in order to lure him back to their hotel room. Ooh.
Ooh. Me and my partner here, we saw you across the bar. We love your vibe.
We'd love to party with you. Mac makes a comment about how they can't wear lab coats to go undercover, and Fitzsimmons take this very personally.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Lincoln surprises May by trying to get on the plane for the mission to get Alicia. Oh my god. I write the worst sentences. Lincoln surprises May by trying to get on the plane for the mission to get Alicia since she's his friend. But May says he can't come with them because Hive could infect him just as easily as Daisy. And Lincoln says, I won't let him. As if he could stop it.
Lincoln.
Coulson says Lincoln can come with them only if he wears a vest full of explosives that May will have the trigger for just in case Hive sways him. Lincoln is horrified that they would make him wear a, quote, murder vest. And I mean, on the one hand, technically he doesn't have to go on the mission, so they're not making him do anything. But on the other hand, they are moving heaven and earth to find and cure Daisy from Hive's grasp. But they would simply blow Lincoln up the second he's turned. Way to show favorites, y'all. Whatever. And also, they're literally dating, so Daisy would be so pissed if they blew up her boyfriend.
Yes. Yes to all of that. And Lincoln does kind of have a point about, like, the inappropriate work relationship Coulson, May, and Daisy have.
Oh, absolutely, he does.
Like, not even kind of have a point. Like, he has a point.
That is the whole point. Oh, my God. And we've talked about that before. So, clearly, the writers are aware.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But then, on the other hand as well, Lincoln definitely has a bit of an unhealthy attachment to Daisy.
For sure. I think it's
what
probably
is with Daisy that, like, everyone's obsessed with her?
Everybody falls in love with her. She's that bitch. Maybe, honestly, maybe that was her superpower all along. She just...
Yeah.
Is...
I feel like we've made that joke before.
Maybe so. We're just recycling jokes here, you know?
We can't remember what we talked about.
That was 3 months ago. How am I supposed to know?
We're different people now.
What I said this morning. Oh, man. Anyway, so back to Fitzsimmons. They are dressed up and ready to partay, and they look so cute. I love them. Mac is watching through Fitz's special glasses, and from his screen, the rest of the people at this club all have some fucking weird things going on with their faces and bodies. So, whew, we are in for it. Coulson and May arrive to their destination, where Lincoln is waiting for their signal to go in for Alicia. May asks what the plan is for Daisy, specifically if she doesn't want to come quietly. Coulson jokes, "You're always so quick to the trigger." Coulson! Oh my god. And then he says, "You do not shoot Daisy. She's not Andrew." Coulson! Oh my god. This scene...
Uncalled for.
This scene had me so fucked up. That was so mean and so unnecessary.
Yes.
Wow. May gets reasonably fucking angry and says, "I only pull the trigger when you order me to." She says she didn't ask for the trigger to Lincoln's vest. Coulson handed that to her, and she doesn't understand why he would be so quick to sacrifice Lincoln either. She finally says, "I may do your dirty work, but don't pretend your hands are clean, director."
Damn.
Honestly, fucking iconic line. But holy shit, why would Coulson say all of that to her?
I know.
I still don't understand.
Things are very tense right now.
Yeah.
I think Coulson has this attachment to Daisy and, like, is blinded by it sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so. And he's taking it out on May. Because they're closest to each other, I guess.
Yeah.
Not okay at all. Oh my god. I was ready to... Liz, we fucking love Coulson over here, and I was ready to fight him.
Yeah.
So Lincoln finally meets up with Alicia in the parking lot and awkwardly asks if she's seen Daisy and or something that looks like Grant Ward. Daisy, however, is visiting James, and she introduces him to Hive, and it looks like they got to Alicia first. As James is trying to talk his way out of this interaction, Hive asks him where the other piece of the Kree sphere is. James tries to lie about that, so Daisy cracks open a crystal and lets James begin his transformation.
Chloe Bennett is really showing off her chops in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she is just as chilling as Hive Daisy as Brett Dalton is as Hive.
Absolutely. Totally. Also, this is nothing... I'm fully agreeing they are doing fantastic in these roles. However, James opening the door and that shot of Hive just fucking standing there like a little fucking dweeb.
He's like the man emoji. The man standing emoji.
His feet are like to the side and he's just got this long like trench coat and his fucking his head looks like squashed because he doesn't have any hair. That was my favorite shot of the whole episode. So Lincoln and May fight with Alicia's dupes as they tell Lincoln that they want him to join them. Lincoln holds one of the copies hostage to try and make the other copy listen, but they already know that neither of them are the original, so wait. Okay, I was confused when I wrote this, but I'm not confused anymore. I'm gonna read as I first interpreted it. Lincoln holds one of the copies hostage to try and make the other copy listen, but they already know that neither of them are the original, so I don't understand why this is a threat. Anyway, the copy that stole May's gun shoots the copy that Lincoln is holding, and then Coulson shoots that other copy before she can shoot May. And while I don't understand the logic behind the threat, I did like seeing Lincoln fighting for his girl. I understand now. She feels it. So that must suck.
Yeah. And I still, like, because she used to have, I feel like she used to have more copies or be able to copy herself more. And, like, do the copies go away, like, forever when they die?
That's
or
what
does
I'm
she
thinking.
Does she make instant, like she makes copies just on her own? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I feel like when we first met her, she had 4 copies, right? Or 3.
Yeah.
There were 4 total.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there were 4 total. And then one of them died from Lash. And so now she only has the 2 copies and the original. And so now that the other 2 copies are dead, is she useful anymore?
I know, right? That's what I'm, like, thinking.
Why would we do that? Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, so the original Alicia is with Hive, telling them that S.H.I.E.L.D. is involved, but Lincoln is still alive, so they can still add him to the crew. Just then, Daisy hurries out of James's trailer because he's, quote, breaking out of his husk, like in a really aggressive way. And it seems that James's powers include blowing up anything that he touches, that's him.
Fitting. Yeah.
That is just like him.
It's like one of the rare times that the randomized powers fits the person.
Yep. So Hive infects James and calms him down. And then they find the other piece that goes with the sphere. James had buried it under his house, apparently. And Hive says that it's the only thing that can destroy them, which is excellent information that I'm quite sure Daisy will give to S.H.I.E.L.D. once they figure out the cure. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be this is a special fact that we'll need later. What is it again? Do it again.
This is a mouse tool that will, I don't know.
That line, yeah.
Yeah, that one. You guys know the one.
The one that I never remember. So Fitzsimmons finally makes some headway toward getting in to see Dr. Radcliffe. A woman robot person thing checks Dr. Radcliffe's appointments on her arm screen, literally in her arm. I don't know why I didn't freak out about that more when I first saw it, because I freaked out about it last night when I watched this. And she says that if the doctor is interested, she will come find them. And also, Mac is looking respectfully.
I watched this last night with Tyler, and he thought that line with Mac was really funny.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to get out more.
So Lincoln is still not understanding the concept of mind control. Coulson tells him that he's being kicked off this mission, to Lincoln's dismay. And I don't know what it is, but I always hate the phrase, you can't do this, on TV when somebody gets fired or something. Because it's always said to someone who quite literally can and currently is, quote, doing this. Like, as much as it sucks, your boss can fire you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Don't I know it.
But yeah, that line, I don't know. Every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, they can though. They are. So Coulson then goes to check in with May and apologize for earlier. Thankfully, it's about time.
Yeah.
He admits that he was out of line, but he forgot to add a few reallys in there. As in really, 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 really out of line.
Yeah.
May accepts his apology, and Coulson continues, talking about how Simmons says that Hive's infection just heightens whatever feelings are already there. So if Daisy has always craved a family type of connection, that's what she's getting now. Coulson wanted her to feel like that with S.H.I.E.L.D. And she did.
Mm-hmm.
May reminds Coulson that he's not Daisy's father, but Coulson reminds May that Daisy is the closest thing he'll ever have to a daughter. They said the thing that we've all been thinking this whole time.
Truly.
Oh, my God. Oh, and this must have been a reference to the episode we did before this, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, and then that nameless memo agent tells them Daisy's seismic activity has been found in South Dakota, so they have a destination.
I love nameless memo agent.
Yeah. While Fitzsimmons are waiting for Anon to come get them, they decide to finish their conversation from earlier, and I'm so glad. So they turn off their comms so they can speak frankly. And they decide that they should just stop thinking so hard about everything and just do it! Hell yes. Yeah!
Stop thinking and just do each other.
That's right. Thank you. It's about time. Like she said, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
So Anon arrives, And Fitz puts their comms and glasses back online as they head in to see the doctor in a secret room. And then a secret elevator. What? They went in... Okay, so they went into a secret hallway, and then into a secret elevator, and then a secret room. I got that mixed up. And anyway, Anana's being weird as fuck, even for a human robot thing. She finally leads them to a surgery room where some poor guy is waiting and prepped for them to replace his eye with their technology to, quote, prove to the doctor that their tech is worth his time. I guess don't come in with a prototype here.
Yeah. And it's also like, what if neither of us are surgeons?
Right. I'm bringing you the technology. I didn't say I could fucking do it. So Fitzsimmons take a moment to decide if they're going to go through with this extremely unethical course of action. And even Mac agrees that they have all done worse things for their own employer, and they have to just do whatever necessary to save Daisy. So Simmons starts to bring around an anesthetic, and then just straight up stabs the dude in the eye. Which was pretty satisfying, actually. Sometimes, don't you wish? Turns out it's the actual Dr. Radcliffe, Daniel himself. And he had a prosthetic eye, which Simmons, of course, recognized as soon as she looked closely at it.
Because it's part bird.
Yeah, it's avian. Avian narity. I don't know. It's bird.
It's bird.
Radcliffe says this test is because he's selective about who he works with. But I feel like maybe he's just a little loony in the tunes. I think I made that up.
It's very good. It's very good.
May and Coulson have made it to James's destroyed house and find the hole that Daisy shook from the ground. But they don't know what was there before.
Coulson really should not be in the field in his condition.
Truly. Yeah.
Like,
no,
is there even a cast on his leg? They said earlier in the episode that his bone was sticking out of his leg.
Yeah. What the fuck? I mean, I understand the whole, you can't tell Coulson what to do, but also, bro, do you want to ever be able to walk again?
Oh, Coulson.
That's another pet peeve of mine, I feel like, in writing, is, like, the main character breaks their leg, and then they're like, I can still move around. Like,
that's not how it works.
Do you want your recovery time to be longer? Because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. So Dr. Radcliffe checks out the eye enhancements that Fitzsimmons brought and is beginning to get suspicious that they're Hydra. Anon then breaks Fitz's glasses and calls for backup, who take Simmons away, and Fitz promises to meet her at the rendezvous point and then knocks out the guard trying to take him so he can finally get the doctor to hear him out. Fantastic. Loved this.
Fantastic. But then later on in the episode, he went back on his word and he did not meet her at the fucking rendezvous point.
He did not. Stupid.
I'd be so mad.
May and Coulson realize very late that the house is actually rigged to explode. So they jump into the hole in the ground so that Coulson can use his new shield.
Yes, Coulson shield! So Coulson's energy shield actually comes from the comics. Something like it was used by Captain America when his metal shield was being repaired.
Ooh, nice. As Fitz is finally getting through to Radcliffe about all the discoveries and science he can show him through S.H.I.E.L.D., if only Radcliffe saves his friend, Daisy blows through the door. Simmons is trying to beg the guard throwing her out to let her back for Fitz when the guard suddenly fucking melts away. I forgot that he did that. And she is face to face with Hive themselves. Yikes.
Yikes.
James comes in and scares the bartender and everyone else in the club into leaving screaming. Everybody leaves screaming. But Mac, fortunately, arrives to take him on.
Here, I've got a nice little juicy tidbit of fun fact.
Juicy.
One of the possible aliases James brainstorms is Hellfire, the name of his Earth 616 counterpart.
Ooh.
Another is Scorch, which was used by Chen Ho Yin, a character from Season 1 with similar abilities. Inferno is another alias he thinks of, which is the alias of Dante Pertuz, a pyrokinetic inhuman from the comics. Others include Firestarter, which James calls a little 90s, and Burning Man, references to a song by The Prodigy and the annual gathering that occurs in the Nevada desert.
Yeah. Is there a character named Firestarter?
I guess not.
Interesting. That was fun, though.
Yeah.
I figured that those were all options. And I did recognize Scorch. I remember him.
Oh,
because
Scorch.
we did make fun of his name, so. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway.
Daisy gets through everyone in the room, obviously, because she's so strong. And then tells Fitz that she needs to talk to him. She tells him to stop trying to save her. She says she finally has a family, so he doesn't need to pity her anymore. She says she doesn't want to hurt him and Simmons or any of them. And then she starts saying what Hive says, which is, "But we will. This is your last warning." Oh my god. Chills. I think it's funny. Every time I say chills, you do a little chill. I know you're just agreeing with me, but it makes me laugh every time.
I'm being supportive.
I love it. We have supportive chills over here. Hive starts speaking to Simmons as Will. So fucked up. Hate it.
My god.
Ugh. They even use Will's accent and say, ugh. I forgot about that. They even use Will's accent and say that they never got to say goodbye. Hive backs Simmons into a corner. I was shaking. But Simmons finally says, "Just because you stole his memories doesn't mean you get to be him." And then she shoots him in the gut. Oh my god, that was so brave. I love her. And then she runs away while they bleed and whatever the fuck they bleed. I don't know.
Bleeding honey.
Ah!
Damn, Gemma.
That was so good.
Damn.
That was so good. Oh, that just the tension, and then she shoots them, and it breaks it so well. That was so satisfying. I loved that scene. I hated it and I loved it.
Yes.
Coulson finally gets on the phone with Talbot about Malik's intel, and apparently he gave them everything on Hydra. You mess with a man's family, he'll do anything. I don't think aliens get that. That was a good line.
It was.
So Coulson and May watch from his office as Talbot's teams all blow up Hydra's entire infrastructure around the globe.
Wow. Hydra really gone forever.
Ding dong. Cheers to that.
During Talbot's mission, one of the soldiers' call signs was Red 6. This could be a nod to the Red 6 pilot call sign from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, which coincidentally has its rights owned by Disney as well.
Interesting. Why would they call Why
I
would
don't know,
that be
because
a nod to that?
they're nerds. I don't know.
I guess, maybe.
This is a very nerdy show.
True. You're right. I forget that. I forget that nerds can be part of different fandoms at the same time.
But it also might not be. Might just
Maybe.
be a thing.
Maybe they were just like, this sounds cool. So Mac finally gets back to the rendezvous point where Simmons is waiting, but Fitz hasn't returned yet. God damn it. Mac convinces Simmons to wait a little longer before going to search for him. Simmons tells him that she shot Hive, and it feels fitting because she always said that she'd shoot Ward. And I fucking forgot about that. And it finally happened, and I'm so happy for her and proud of her. So then they talk about the "my comms are broken" trick, and Simmons finally admits to someone about her and Fitz's relationship. She says it's very new, and then Max smiles and says, "No, it isn't." And also, where's Fitz? Oh my god.
Fitzsimmons makes me so damn giddy. I just want to giggle and kick my feet.
Oh my god. So Coulson and May are depressed because the day Hydra was defeated was supposed to be a good day, but Daisy's still in danger. Oh.
When Coulson is overseeing Operation Decap, he is handling one of his vintage Captain America trading cards, Nick Fury, smeared with Coulson's blood in The Avengers.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
What a good little throwback. A little Easter egg. We
Little
love
Easter
it.
egg.
We love to see
Love
it.
them.
And then... Oh my god! Fitzsimmons fucked, y'all. It happened. And him being like, yeah, I think I can fucking power through your cold hands. I bet you can. You dirty dog. Holy shit. I'm so happy.
Oh my god.
So good. So good. I'm so excited to say this again.
Oh my god.
And now it's time for the post-content content. So James is still trying to pick a name for himself. Hive begins to tell Dr. Radcliffe their plan. They want to recreate the Kree experiment that created Hive in the first place and use it to make all humans inhuman.
Yeah.
And to do this, Hive bought a whole goddamn town.
Holy shit. I remember this part of the season being so good. And I can't believe that I had to leave you with that for 3 months.
That fucking cliffhanger. And I've been really good. I haven't
being so good.
I've still been like skipping everything on social media that comes up about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't watched anything. I haven't watched anything Marvel even. Like, I've been doing my part.
You've been good. You've been a good girl. Pats you on the head.
Thank you. I needed it.
When the Inhumans, Hive, and Radcliffe are walking through the town at the end, a cat runs onto the lawn of the house behind them. In the next shot, the cat has vanished. I did notice that this time around.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
I still didn't.
They were walking through the town, and then in one of the shots, there was like this big gray cat just like trotting along in the background. And then in the next shot, the cat's not there anymore.
Wow. Interesting. I wonder what that means.
Catwoman coming to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's not even the same company, I don't think.
Yeah,
Catwoman's
I was like,
not
isn't that
Marvel.
DC? I can't believe I fucking know that now.
Oh my god. Look at you.
Look at me. Just learning by osmosis.
Right. Overall thoughts.
All right. Fitzsimmons is literally the only thing on my mind. So
that's the only thing that matters about this episode. Like, genuinely.
I mean,
like,
really.
When I saw, I knew that we were doing season 3, episode 18. But when I like pulled it up and I saw it was the Singularity, I was like, oh, this is the one where they just have sex.
They fucked! Oh my god!
Oh, okay.
Man.
So that concludes our episode on season 3, episode 18, The Singularity.
Yeah!
Next week, we'll be covering season 3, episode 19, Failed Experiments. So stay tuned for that.
In 2 weeks.
Oh, in 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, let me change that.
We forgot to update the script.
We'll put next time.
Yeah.
That's what we'll be saying from now on, you guys. Next time. Okay, bye. Love you.
Say love you.
Ah!